Can you please explain who you are and who you represent and what your business does?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Dan. I am Casandra Farrington. I am the co-founder and now the chair of the board of MjBizCon and the organization that supports MjBizCon, which is MjBiz Daily. MjBizCon is the largest business-to-business trade show for the cannabis industry. We started this organization 10 years ago. And in that time have really through our publication, MjBiz Daily, and also, of course, through the trade show, MjBizCon, have been instrumental in the development of the cannabis industry as it's grown from a medical-focused, and patient-focused organization, a community, into a very powerful and quickly growing industry in many countries throughout the world.
Casandra, it's safe to say, like a lot of small businesses over the last 12 months, I'm sure it's been a bumpy ride. Can you give us a view of how a business like yours has adapted and reacted during the last 12 months?
Absolutely, yeah. And so being in the events and publication space, events primarily, honestly, are what drives the revenue of the business to a large extent. It's been a very tough road, as you say. We were fortunate enough to have a good war chest that we had planned to deploy for other things, but thankfully had that. And so we're able to leverage those savings to really bring us through in strong footing to the other side of this pandemic. That said, we've also certainly refocused our activities, our energies onto some very core markets, the ones that we see that are driving the cannabis industry forward into the future, and made sure that we are really staying in touch with those communities, even when we can't be together with them in person, and bring them together and serve that purpose to them. So how could we serve those needs that those organizations have in meeting their own customers, in really fostering those conversations throughout the year, even when we can't bring people together, unfortunately. And so we've really hit our publications hard. We pivoted into a lot more webinars, a lot more video activity. We did hold a couple of virtual events last year, which were well received within the cannabis industry, though everybody is so eager to get back together in person.
Absolutely. Can you please tell us when you expect your show to go ahead in 2021? And it'd be great to get a sense of the confidence that you have in mobilizing the audience to attend and also the exhibitors as well. Sure.
So our show is scheduled for October, that middle week of October this year in Las Vegas. And our confidence is high and getting better every single day. Vaccinations are rolling out quickly throughout the United States. Really anybody who wants one in the business community is now available to get one. And so we are far enough ahead of that that we feel like October is going to be a big success. All of the forward-looking indicators are very strong. The show floor is selling very, very well. And the buzz in the community about attendance is extraordinarily strong as well. People are just so excited to come back together. This is always the most anticipated trade show of the year in the cannabis industry. And given that we've had a 2-year hiatus, I think it's even more so this year.
A lot of organizers of trade shows, and they are planning for a hybrid event. Is that your plan, or are you going to be 100% physical?
We will certainly have some elements of the show that we put online and that we do everything we can to engage those people who are unable to come, whether it is for health and safety reasons, whether it is because of international travel restrictions, which are absolutely going to continue to be a factor. Some people are just not going to be able to plan far enough ahead based on their own vaccination status, based on their own laws and regulations of the United States and of the country that they may be coming from, to be able to come. So we are certainly being very mindful for people both domestically and internationally, and to figure out ways to make sure that they can take part in this event, even if they can't be there in person.
Please tell us how you got involved with SISO and what you think the benefits are of being a member of an organization like this.
So I was introduced to the SISO community really when our show was going from a small kind of meeting and conference type event and really transitioning into a trade show. We realized that we were sort of making that leap, and we joined SISO around that time, understanding that being part and being active in the association for the industry that you're taking part in our case now, trade shows and events, is a critical factor just in terms of continuing my own knowledge building, my own learning about the business that I am in, of course, and then my team as well. It has been invaluable in terms of the networking, in terms of the connections I've made, in terms of the education that myself and my team have gotten, the experience and the expertise I've been able to bring into my organization through the connections I've made at SISO, and just my connections to the entire trade show industry.
Have you been lucky enough to attend previous SISO summer conferences?
I have. The SISO events, I feel like, provide terrific education, terrific networking, and that summer event especially has a lot of nuts and bolts. It's great not just for myself, but for many people down into my team and into my organizational chart to be able to go to that event and really get tangible takeaways that they can come back and apply right into what we are doing right at that moment and into the future.